What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Before we hop in this video, I want to say if you guys haven't seen my video I posted yesterday and you guys go check that out, like always, like, comment, subscribe to this channel. I love you guys, and let's just get right into this video. So today's going to be a how-to video, and it's going to be basically like how to not care what anyone thinks about you, what anyone says about you, and just kind of how to not let it affect you, you know what I mean? Even though I know it can be, like, hard to do, you know, but it's like, these are just my steps and my tips and what I kind of use to, like, use it when, you know what I mean, when just in life, because I feel like, you know, people are going to always talk about you. People are always going to have negative things to say about you. People are always going to judge you. People, you know, it's just kind of life, you know what I mean? And it sucks, and it, you know, it honestly can get you down at times. I know, definitely for me, like, in the past when I was, like, younger, and things like what people would say about me, and just the things that they would say and the names that they would call me, you know, it would affect me, and it would, you know, in a sense, make me really sad, just really just not even, like, wanting to just deal with people and deal with life in general, you know. But here's what I would tell anyone and any of you guys, you know what I mean, you can't worry about what anyone thinks about you. You literally just cannot let it affect you. You have to know that the type of person that you are and what you bring to the table and your morals and your values and the type of person that you genuinely are, and the people around you and your family, you know, they know who you really are and they know the true you. So that's what needs to always be in your mind. That's what you always need to, like, think about when someone just says something negative about you, or you see, like, a negative comment about you, or just whatever it may be. If someone's just talking about you or has their opinions about you, you know, you have to just think of, like, at the end of the day, the people that know you, that truly know who you are, and at the end of the day, you as yourself know who you are. So what they're saying about you it shouldn't hold any weight to your life, you know what I mean? And, you know, I know it's so hard to just, because you want to, you know, in a sense, please people, and that's another thing I'm probably going to make a video about, is just to not be a people pleaser, you know what I mean? Because you cannot please everybody. It's physically so impossible to keep everybody happy and to have everybody like you and everybody not judge you, and it's just not going to happen. It just physically cannot happen, you know what I mean? As much as we might want it to happen, and as we, you know, want everybody to accept us and love us and understand what we're doing, and, you know, people are just stuck in their ways sometimes, you know, and people just kind of just are who they are for a reason, you know what I mean? And people make up comments all the time, and people are going to just say things about you all the time just to say it, you know what I mean? Just because they feel like they can, or just because they want to, you know what I mean? Or just for whatever, you know, screwed up reasons that they have, you know, but you cannot let it affect you. You have to just continue to be your authentic self, because at the end of the day, you know, the people that are going to love you, they're going to accept you for who you are, and if they don't accept you for who you are, then they're not meant to be in your life, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to waste your whole life, and you don't want to waste life in general just always worrying about what anyone's going to say about you, what anyone is going to think about you, what anyone has to say about you, you know what I mean? Because it's going to be a miserable life. You're always going to have to almost, in a sense, like, look over your shoulder, and you're always going to have to kind of, like, think twice about what you're doing, and if someone's going to like this, and it doesn't matter about anyone's approval. Honestly, it really doesn't. As long as you accept yourself and what you're doing, and as long as you're not hurting anyone, and as long as you are genuinely happy at whatever you're doing, and who the person you are, and as long as you can look in the mirror at night and you're happy with what you see in the mirror, and you're happy with what you're doing, and you're happy every night going to bed, then that's seriously honestly the only thing that matters, you know what I mean? And that's the only thing that should matter. Let's start normalizing that. Let's start normalizing truly just not caring what anyone has to say about you, and just, you know, being your true authentic self. Because, you know what I mean, I would rather be around someone, and I just love people that are truly authentically themselves, and just aren't afraid to be themselves, and, you know what I mean, they make mistakes and they're not afraid to own their mistakes, and just, I love people that are just them, you know what I mean? They're not putting on a show, they're not just pretending to be somebody they're not trying to fit in with people, they don't care what the world has to say, they don't care what anyone has to say, as long as they're happy with them. I just, like, gravitate towards people I gravitate towards people more like that, you know what I mean? That's what I would tell you guys too, is to gravitate towards people that are just going to accept you for who you are and just love you unconditionally, and vice versa, you know what I mean? Don't waste your time, and don't waste your whole life on what people are going to say in comments, and slick things that people have to say in their opinions about you, because, you know what I mean, like I said, if you do waste your time on that, you're going to look back at your life, and I don't want that for anyone. I don't want that for any of you guys. You're going to look back and be like, you know, damn, I was really so focused on what everybody else said. I didn't truly live my life. I didn't truly do the things that I wanted to do, and go after the things, and you know, really just go there, you know? I would never want that for you guys. And like I said, at the end of the day, you could be the most perfect person. You could do everything right. You can, you know, be so sweet, you could be so kind, you could be so generous, you could be so respectful, and people are still gonna have something to say about it. I'm pretty sure people are still gonna have something to say about it, because that's just how life is, and it sucks, and I wish it wasn't like that. I wish people just didn't judge people and didn't talk about people and didn't always have negative things to say about people, but, you know, that's kind of just life, and you know what I mean? You have to just keep going. You literally just cannot focus and worry about what other people are going to say, because it's literally going to affect you more than it's going to help you. You know what I mean? And there's a difference between, like, of course, like, you know, constructive criticism and, you know, having people give their opinion. You know, if you ask for someone's opinion, you know, when they're genuine and they're looking out for your best interest and they're looking out for you, that's a different story than just random people who don't even know you, or people in school who might not like you, or just random people on the street or on comment sections on social media. You know, in general, you literally cannot worry about it. You cannot care about it. I've seen a lot of people just literally just what people say about them affect them so much that they almost like want to change everything about who they are, and they kind of just lose themselves just because they're so fixated on what he said, she said, what they're going to think about this, if they're not going to like my outfit, if they're not going to like the way I dress, if they're not going to like that what my career I want to do, if they're not going to like, you know, who I date. You know, it's, as long as you're happy and you are not hurting anyone, no one's hurting you, you know, you're in a good place, like, you literally, and you're doing everything right, you know, and you feel like you're doing everything right, you literally cannot care what anyone has to say about you. You know, this is why, you know, I miss my grandma so much, because she would just literally tell me, like, when I would come, I remember coming home from, like, elementary school and, like, in 5th grade and, like, crying my eyes out because people would talk about me just for, like, me being gay and just, like, just for me being who I am and just the type of person I am, you know. And my grandma would literally just be like, and this is so blunt, and this is, like, honestly the truth, but, like, God, I miss my grandma, but she literally would just be like, fuck them, you know, like, and she would just be as blunt as that, and just be like, you know, you can't worry about that, like, who cares what they say, like, you cannot worry about that, you know what I mean? That kind of was always instilled in me, you know, as growing older, just listening to my grandma, just, you know, how I see other people that, you know, I'm inspired by how they handle negative criticism and just people talking about them and judging them. You know, it just kind of made me stronger in a sense, but it took me time to get there. And like I said, I'm not rushing any of you, and I'm not telling you guys that it's going to happen overnight and you're just going to stop caring what people think. No, if it does happen like that, awesome. But, you know, if it doesn't, then it's going to take time. It's definitely a process. Everybody's process, and everybody builds that thick skin and that tough skin when it's necessary and when it's time for them to. So don't, like, feel like just because, like, I'm at this point, I'm telling you, like, steps and how to, you know, just not care what anybody says. Don't think that I didn't start off with thick skin, because I didn't. You know, I feel like no one's born with thick skin. You know, you have to, that takes time. You have to really build it up, and you have to really, like, look into yourself and look at the type of person that you are and what you bring to the table, and just you as an individual and your morals and your values. And that's what should define you, not what people say, not what they have to think about you, not what anyone has to say about you. As long as you're happy with yourself, and as long as you are doing what you feel is best, and you're not hurting anyone, and you're just living your life, and you're being genuinely, authentically yourself. And hey, some people are going to understand it, some people aren't, you know what I mean? Some people are going to like you, some people aren't, you know, and you kind of have to just understand that. You kind of just have to literally deal with it. It sucks, it can be fucked up, it doesn't make any sense, but you literally cannot let it define you, and you can't not live your life, and you cannot not be who you are just because people are going to talk about you. You know, take some inspiration from anybody that you look up to, whether it be, you know, your family members, your mom, your dad, your significant other, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, you know, an influencer, a celebrity, whoever you look up to. I don't care who it is, you know what I mean? Whoever you take some inspiration from, you know what I mean? Just kind of look at where they are, and just imagine the judgment that they get on a daily basis, or the people that told them they would never be where they are, just people that judge them and talk about them on a daily basis. You know, when these people still rise to the occasion, and they still continue to move on with their life, and they still continue to be successful, and they still continue to be happy and genuinely live their life, you know what I mean? Because they don't care what anyone says about them. They don't let it affect them to the point to where they just stop being who they genuinely are, and they just forget who they are, and just, you know, just stop being who they were authentically meant to be, and just who they are, and as a person, and, you know, where they come from, and just, I don't know, you know what I mean? It's just like, get some inspiration from them, take some inspiration from them, you know what I mean? Just like, because that's what I've kind of done, and just kind of look at the people that I look up to, and just how they kind of handle just ridicule, and just people talking about them and judging them, and not understanding them. You know, that's that also helps me. It truly has helped me throughout the years, and just to really get this thicker skin. And it's just, you know, you also have to look into yourself and just, you know, really have to just be okay with who you are and just continue to grow as a person. And, you know, people are going to like you and some people aren't going to like you. You know, I know I said this before in the video, or earlier in the video, but I just feel like it's so super important to talk about this. And I just feel like I don't want anyone to ever just not be who they are just because of people talking about them, or just because of people, you know, this. I'm gonna give you guys an example. Can I speak? I'm gonna give you guys an example. Basically, in high school, I wore these like green pants, you know what I mean, and I just like love them, you know what I mean, because I don't know where I see them from, but I genuinely love them. And I remember these boys at when I was walking through the cafeteria to like go get my food for lunch, they literally were like all talking about me and laughing about me, and, you know, instead of just continuing to wear the pants, you know what I mean, and continue to just not care, I ended up stop wearing the pants. And it kind of just bothers me, because it's just kind of like I shouldn't have let them, you know, stop me from wanting to wear them. You know, this is just an example, but like still, like I shouldn't have let their opinions and what they were saying about me stop me from wearing them, you know, because I genuinely like them, you know what I mean. So now I'm not like that. Now if you just don't like me or don't care what I like or what I wear, I don't give a damn. But it took time to get to this point, you know what I mean, and that's why I want to tell you guys, like, it's going to take time, and everybody's process is kind of just different, you know what I mean. But it's just kind of like, I don't want you guys to ever care what anyone has to say about you, and just as long as you love yourself, and the people that genuinely know you and are around you love you, they love you. What anyone else has to really say, it really honestly truly doesn't matter, because I don't want it to affect any of you guys to the point where you just like I said, you just truly stop being who you are. Just kind of make this how-to video on how to not care what people think about you, because I feel like it's so important. I feel like you guys, I needed to make this video and talk to you guys about it, because I feel like, you know, we all have kind of gotten to that point of being to where the point to where we do let it affect us what people think about us. But honestly, you guys can't, and you know what I mean, this is coming just for me, and just I hope, you know, my tips and my advice really helped you guys out with this video, and really just helped you, you know, just be happy and just continue to live your life and not care, not give a damn what anyone has to say about you, you know what I mean. And I hope this video just helps, you know what I mean. But I hope you guys like this video. Like always, like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Definitely comment down below any videos that you guys also want to see on this channel. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.